Hi, everybody. It's Terry Wells Brown again with the Women of Wine Country show. I am the author of the series, Women of Wine Country, with a new book out, Beauty and Betrayal. And today I have a very good friend of mine, a well-respected real estate agent, and somebody who gives back to his community like tenfold, Lance McHan. So thank you for joining me today.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to people and kind of go over some of their concerns during this time.
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and dive into what we had started to talk about before I had the record button going.
Okay, so I'm in real estate, so I'm hoping that everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. However, I don't know that everybody's going to be able to walk away from this unscathed, and I feel that there could be some more short sales and foreclosure people in the short sale position. So, but before I kind of go down that rabbit hole, the forbearance isn't, if you can afford it, don't do it. Because at the end of those 6 months, there's a balloon payment. And so right now, it's a balloon payment. So everything you, let's say for simple math, your payment is $1,000 a month. At the end of that term, you have to make $6,000 payment plus your 7th month payment. So unless Congress or somebody does something to re-amortize those loans or tack them onto the back, people are going to have to pay that money. And if you're not working, how do you do that? It's like the chicken before the egg. So
and
go ahead.
Sorry, and we do have a loan at your referral, a loan mortgage guy coming on to talk to us about the loan, all of the forbearance and all of that stuff. I'm not stopping you. I want you to go ahead and say,
okay,
but.
Well, but let's transition into the short sale and foreclosure position, because some people who have just bought their homes may be in a position, and we don't know what the market's going to do. We don't know where prices are going to be. So if you bought your home for $300,000 and now it's worth $275,000 and you can't make the payment, you're going to have to be in a short sale position. And that's where you would reach out to me, and I could help you transition that. I've been through it. In 2008, I lost 5 homes, and it's very heart-wrenching, and I spent my life savings trying to do the right thing and save it, but sometimes the right thing is just to walk away. It's hard. I remember driving down the freeway crying because I didn't know what to do. And so
yeah.
I didn't know what to do, so I ended up letting them go to foreclosure, which stuck with me for 7 years, and it hindered my ability to enter back into the market. A short sale is most likely going to be your best way, but you want to talk to your accountant, your CPA, and an attorney if you have one to get a better overall understanding, not just my professional opinion, but other professionals in the industry as well. We all know somebody who was affected by that time, but I hate to say it, but I could see it happening again.
So you foresee that this time where we're all forced to stop making money is going to lead us into another pretty hardcore recession?
It could. It depends how fast we get back out of it. That's the unknown. I'm preparing for the unknown. I'm preparing like, okay, if I have to start doing short sales, I was a real estate appraiser during those times, so I have 2 sides of the coin. I understand value and I understand how to market and sell. So in being that I've been through it 5 times, I understand the pain that people are going through or would go through. And hopefully we won't have this situation, but if we do go through that situation, there's professionals out there that can help mitigate the damage, the collateral damage, meaning your credit and your ability to buy in 2-3 years down the road and enter back into the market as a homeowner.
Gotcha. So
And
really what you're saying is basically if this goes for 3 months, so by the end of May, we're all able to go back outside and everybody goes out gangbusters because we're all so sick of being inside and we spend our money and we get back to work and we just go like Americans can do if we put our mind to it, we're going to probably level out and be okay.
right.
But if we all enter back into the world in a state of fear and we hold back and we don't spend our money and we don't keep our businesses floating so that they can make their mortgages, you're going to see one thing after another just start to crumble.
A chain reaction. And sometimes people who are able to go back to work, they could do a loan modification because the banks have already been through this. One time I was in on the ground floor. I was trying to do a short sale before the banks were even ready. And they were like, we don't do that. And I was like, well, what's your alternative? And so a loan modification is really what people would be looking for. It's going to do multiple things. It's going to keep the family in the home and where they're raising their kids. It's going to keep the home intact, meaning the structure for the bank, because when people vacate, that's when squatters and all the damage comes in. So banks have learned that it's better to try to keep the family in there. Some banks are easier to work with than others. However, exploring your options to the fullest is the best thing. Don't make an emotional decision. Try to like pull back and think about it logically. What's my next best move? And so
what do you think that this is going to do to property values?
Right now they're kind of holding strong. There's been a little decrease. There's still pressure for housing. So that pressure, homes are still moving. They're not moving as fast because the market is shifted. We have to do virtual tours. Behind my banner here, I have a very expensive 3D camera that I bought so I can do a 3D walkthrough, and so I can market my properties more efficiently.
I've seen them. They're very nicely done. They're beautifully done.
They're pretty awesome, and you really get a good spatial feel for the area because when you look at pictures online, they're a wide angle. So you walk into a kitchen and you're just like, wow.
This doesn't look the same.
Why somebody in that kitchen? The space looks so big and open, whereas when you do the 3D walkthrough, you get a better feel for the spatial sense around you.
Now, do you think that because so many of us are transitioning into an online thing, like you're doing your 3D virtual tours and that kind of thing, is this going to change some of our industries forever moving forward?
I think so, but I'm hoping things get back to normal as much as normal could be. I'm a very social person. I like to be out with people and meeting new people. So this is hard for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm working more on Zoom and harder trying to like do all these meetings and meet all these, not necessarily new clients, but just all the things required of me through my brokerage and all that stuff. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm exhausted just sitting for hours and hours. And so
let me just ask you really quick before we go any further. I know that you've moved. You're no longer with your old real estate office. What office are you with now? Somebody wanted to get a hold of you.
I am with Realty One Group Zoom here in Stockton. My number hasn't changed. It's 209-986-9292. If you just Google Lance McHan, I'm easy to find. I'm easy to find. So I made a switch because I felt like I was kind of stuck there where I was. So I'm a little freer where I'm at. I'm able to do more things for my clients as well.
That's great. Yeah, I saw that you had made the move and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But you always make good moves. Every move that you've made as I've watched you over the years has been the next step up and the next
Well,
step
thank
up
you.
and the next step up.
That means a lot. You and Don are really good people, so that means a lot to me.
You're a good person. So let's now let's talk a little bit about rents. I know you have rentals as well, right?
Right. I'm fortunate that all my tenants were able to pay rent. Um, one of them, um, her husband, she ended up kicking him out for some reasons. We'll just leave it at that. And so I'm like, "Do you have money for food?" And and she's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And so she paid me in tens, fives, and ones, like a stack of ones. And I walked outside and I just pulled out all the ones and I gave them to her. It was about $153 in ones.
Oh.
And so I gave it back to her just so she could have a little breathing room because she's not working. She's waiting for unemployment to kick in. I connected her with some people to maybe get a job, warehouse job. So she'll do okay. She's a hard worker.
Yeah, now is a terrible time to try to have to find a new job.
Oh yeah, I mean, warehouse workers, grocery store workers, and security guards. I mean, um, security guards they're kind of like the unsung heroes among some of our other heroes. A friend of mine, which Daniel Sosa, he started a program called the Shining Star Hero Program, which we're dedicating this program not to our core veterans, firefighters, police, but more geared towards our Amazon drivers. I'm so happy for my Amazon driver, the grocery store clerks, just the utility workers, PG&E, water. So together we put together a program, and I think you're going to have him on where he's going to give $1,500 in value, and then I'm going to give $1,500 in my commission towards your closing costs to help with your move. It's
wow,
small.
that's amazing.
So
you guys are going to recognize. So you guys are basically going to recognize then some of the people that are essential workers. So I don't know if you know this or not, but my husband, Don, has been out. He has been identified as an essential worker. And so he's been out. He said he never realized how many electrical panels caught on fire until that was only work he had, right? Because that's really, I mean, we're not going out and painting houses right now, but we're taking care of, we had an elderly woman in town who had a backed up sink and it was going to be a hazard for her. So he went over and fixed that. And then he's done nothing but electrical fires. He's like, there's like electrical fires everywhere. Part of that probably is because we're all stuck at home right now.
Yeah, right? Everything's running all day long. But I wouldn't expect Dawn to sit at home and wait around for something. So.
No, and my issue is that we have his 81-year-old mother living with us now. So he has to go through a whole decontamination process in order to get back into the house once he left. So. But so that's what you're talking about. You're talking about those people that are kind of keeping society going, but they're not the firefighters and
right. Yeah, I mean, we're going to recognize the core, like I said, the firefighters. But right now, man, what would you do without the grocery store clerk?
Yeah.
I mean, and the Amazon driver and the truck drivers and utility people, PG&E, water, those people, my sewer line backed up in my apartment. I had to call the city and they were out there within a few hours. So it's like, that would have been a domino effect if all the units started backing up. Then what do you do?
Yeah.
Then I don't have the money to put them up in a hotel. I mean, that's, it's a chain reaction and it could be terrible.
Well, I mean, are there even any hotels open right now?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's kind of eerie when you go in the grocery store and you see empty shelves. People are scared, and Rightly so. If our food line breaks down, then it's going to be crazy. So
yeah, then you're talking some serious. They'll have to make some. If our food chain breaks down, they would have to make some very uncomfortable decisions as far as our government goes.
yeah, I know.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I know that the shelves look weird. When it first started, it was worse. Dawn would go to the grocery store. We didn't hoard stuff because we're not panic people. But my husband's a little bit of a prepper anyway. So I had just talked him into letting me use his beans and rice and throw out some of his expired cans of food and all of the things. And then this happened, and now it's like I'm going to die on a mound of rice at this point. We could never have another tragedy, and we will still have 5 years worth of rice,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But the only thing he didn't hoard was toilet paper. He's like, he goes, there's so many different ways to wipe your butt. Why would I hoard toilet paper?
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Like the thing you wouldn't think people would hoard, they started hoarding. It was kind of a wild. I was fortunate to get some on Amazon and have it delivered. Thank you, Amazon, man.
Yeah, I was very fortunate when Dawn went to the store to buy some because we were running out, and I posted that he brought me back 25 pounds of carrots, but no toilet paper. I ended up having several people drop off rolls of toilet paper for me. So I'm very fortunate where I live. We live in a very good community. So
yeah.
So circling back to real estate, I know that a lot of us homeowners are very concerned about what's going to happen. And I will be having your friend Daniel on to talk about the mortgage aspect of it. But I think that it's important that we get the message out that for all of us, as soon as this is lifted, everybody needs to get out there, get back to work, get their bills paid, invest back into our businesses, and get the economy going again. It's up to us.
I agree. I mean, I think people, the will of the American people is strong. I think well, let me rephrase it. I know we'll be okay. We just need to be able to go back to work, and things will click back right where they need to be. Can't wait to have a barbecue and have my friends and family over.
You and me both. I just published my 3rd book, and I can't have a book signing.
Oh man.
That's tragic.
The one statistic I want to see is the divorce rate after all this. like
2 things: the divorce rate, and then the baby's born 9 months later.
Yes.
There's going to be some babies.
Oh yeah, you know it. I wonder how many babies are going to be named Corona.
I know.
Rona.
I saw a meme. Yeah, I saw a meme on Facebook. Somebody said, I see that baby named Corona V or something like that. I'm going to be slapping those parents.
Oh yeah.
So, well, is there anything else that you would like to leave with the viewers?
Well, if you have any questions about real estate, give me a call. I'm going to send you the link. So if any of your friends or family are these shining stars, click the link, fill out the information. It takes about a minute, and we'll be in contact, and we'll be able to see what we could do to help you. So, and then if you feel like you need to explore your options for a short sale or modification or something, give me a call. I'll do.
Now, is a modification something that you can help with as well?
I could guide them through it. It's something that they would have to really reach out to the bank and like, hey, I need a loan modification. But it's like you have to be able to say you have a hardship. So that's the thing you have to prove, which I think it won't be hard to prove. But so it's going to be different than what it was before and now. So the criteria that they were looking for in 2008 to 2013, it's going to be a little different now because they've learned so much going through it and the growing pains that they've had to. So it's going to be an interesting time, but I'm willing to pull up my sleeves and get to work and help people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Also, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Delta Humane Society during this?
So they put up, you know, their precautions. They put in some plexiglass. They had tap plastics, cut out some stuff, and the adoptions are doing really well. I mean, you can see the pictures. People need companions, and now they're like, so they're doing really well. You know, we could always use food donations, cash donations. We are a nonprofit, and we are supported by the community. There is no government funding for the Delta Humane Society, and we are, I always say we're the only non-kill shelter in the Valley, but I think that it's changed just recently. And you could probably speak to that a little bit.
So you're the only no-kill shelter in San Joaquin County that serves San Joaquin County. Lodi does have a no-kill shelter that's just about to open called Sanctuary.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And so, but my goal is, and what I'd like to actually do is to invite you to come back, Lance, to talk specifically about Delta Humane Society.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah. I really would love to get in on that. I have a couple of projects I'm working on right now. I have an anthology that are short stories, a book that I'm putting together of short stories of pet rescue. They're feel good, cry in the beginning, and then love the ending.
Oh, wow.
So I have a bunch of authors that are donating to that. All the proceeds will go to the Delta Humane Society. So we've got that in the works.
Okay.
There's a couple of fundraisers I want to talk to you guys about. I really want to get a little bit more active. I just want to say that for all of the viewers and anybody who happens on this video, Delta Humane Society is located in Stockton, California, and has had a very difficult time from the past administration, but now has such an amazing group of people there. Yourself, Maria, Kelly, you guys are amazing. The work that you have been doing is phenomenal. Between the hoarding dogs and not giving up on them, but hiring people that could get them to a place where they could actually become pets and have enjoyable lives, to Maria just rescuing a German Shepherd dog and getting that dog adopted. It was slated to be killed. And I have such a soft spot in my heart for Delta Humane Society and all of you guys. And I really want to try to work this year on doing, you know, I'm a very busy person, so I end up wanting to do a lot and end up not doing as much, but I'm learning a little bit to structure my time a little better. So the anthology is something I can do, and at least I can commit to one other fundraiser a year for you guys. So I really want to work with you guys. I cannot thank you enough. And then I just want to put it out there. I would love to see Delta Humane Society become at least part of the contract for the San Joaquin County animals.
Yeah, we're pushing for that, because that would give us some stability. We've been pushing for that pretty hard. Because it's hard to, when your cash flow is like this all the time, if we had a little stability in our budget, it would really go a long ways to keeping our doors open, and then maybe remodel that place at some time and turn it into a beautiful sanctuary for animals.
Yeah, I just think the work that you guys have done has been amazing. You've done some truly amazing things, and it's
Maria is the backbone in that place. She's amazing.
She really is. I should get her on here.
I think you should just reach out to her. She's a little camera shy, but I think you could twist her arm a little bit.
Yeah. I had fully intended on going out and doing a live out at the facility, and then all of this happened. So
I know, it's kind of put everything on hold.
Yeah, but you guys are still adopting.
Oh man, they're adopting like crazy.
I'm very concerned. There was a large amount of people who started abandoning their animals when all this happened because they thought they could get it from their animals. And I'm very concerned about what's going to be happening in the kill shelters in our areas I mean, all over the country and world, obviously, but I'm very concerned with a lot of the shelters shutting down adoptions, and not your guys, obviously, but I'm very worried about what the repercussions for our homeless animals are going to be.
Yeah, I know it's a tough thing to look at.
It really is. Well, that was a good interview. I really appreciate you coming on, and thank you for taking time on your Sunday afternoon.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do for our community. Hopefully Christmas will still be here. Like, I can't wait to come see you and Dawn for Christmas.
Well, you know the secret that a lot of people don't, and that is my husband is Santa Claus.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. And I will probably be airing this on Monday.
Okay.
And then I will get a hold of Daniel as well, and we'll talk more about the Shining Star.
Sounds good.
And if you send me the link, I'll put that in this video so that anybody who watches this can go. I'll put the link to the Shining Star and the Delta Humane Society in here. And if you send me your link to your real estate, I'll put that in as well.
Okay. I'll do that right now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Lance.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.